Usually when I come on stage and I do this, it's because the top of my head is very soft. And because of its curved surface area, I'm also a very enlightened being. So I'm going to start with, you had such fantastic presentations. So I'm going to start with an exercise very similar to what Jehan did. I'm very good at copying things. But this is an exercise that I do with my kindergarten kids. So thank you for that introduction. Currently, I'm happy to say that for whatever work I have done, we're working with 677,000 children. And so, I have decided to this enlightened audience, I'm going to start with an exercise which I give to my kindergarten kids. I'm very confident that I know what's going to happen. Can you all rub your hands like this? It's a cold room. Okay? Even those who are sitting in the back, I can see that you're not doing it. Do it. Okay? Hands apart now. I'm going to count to 3, and when I say 3, you clap. 1, 2, I never said it. And I can tell you that my kindergarten kids always wait for me to finish. Okay? Jokes apart. Okay? Jokes apart. Why do we go to school if we are always just waiting for the answer? Right? This is one of the things I've always been wondering about, that in today's day and age, that we've become so fast, trigger happy, that we're not waiting for the instruction to finish. We're already reaching for the answer. Where is the answer? The answer is in the last page. Can I just quickly flip to it? So nobody waits for the 3, we just do it. Now, having made you embarrass yourself a little bit, let me embarrass myself. This is usually the point where the piano won't work. Okay, let's see. It didn't work. Abhi, it's working. I knew this would happen. Okay. Really? Do you look this depressed when the song is playing? Very scary. Let's try that again. Okay, excellent. Okay. No. You shouldn't be clapping for me playing just that. What is that song? Again? Again? I wanted you to say Battamizi 3 times. Okay? This is, look at the effect that music is having. I know Jehan spoke about theater, and then we had that phenomenal Yoko and Froggy. So I'm not going to do too much about the power of the arts here, but I'm going to say this. I start saying about what makes us go to school. People are slinking into their seats like this, but the moment I start playing music, all of you sat up. All of you clapped correctly on cue. And something impossible happened. Even the back rows were smiling. It is with this premise as to what is the purpose of education. So as you can see, I'm very, very well studied, well educated. Okay? I come from the south where we get food, clothing and shelter and mathematics. Okay? It's something about Tamilnadu, we just love counting everything. Even when you speak to us, when somebody else is speaking to us, we will be doing, correct, sir. Okay? We are always counting something. Okay? The truth of the matter is that we are so obsessed with qualifications that we are not really focusing on what we learn. We are so busy waiting for the answer that we're not willing to listen to the process. And this, as a musician, right? led me into looking at education very, very differently. And I said, what is the purpose of going to school? And the pandemic especially made us think about that question very deeply, right? People started saying things like, oh, we're going to school in order to socialize. That is why we're going to school. And that scared me. What, you're going to school to have a party? Because everything else was happening online. And one of the questions that we couldn't answer is, what is it that education needs to do? And this particular question, right, led me to, so my cognitive neuroscience and all of those interesting things, okay, I don't know how this works. I guess this. Am I pointing in the right direction? Oh, the projector, okay. Cognitively challenged, I can only do mathematics. This made me think about the following things. Now, just imagine this situation, right? Supposing I did that, automatically some people are moving your heads like this and that and whatever. But I'm going to make you all do another exercise, which is a very happy exercise. I want you all to close your eyes. Don't go to sleep. Okay? Lunch is following my talk, so you can sleep after that. No, there are 2 more talks. What I want you to do, okay, for the next 30 seconds, because I can actually measure it, is close your eyes. I'm going to be playing something nice, so you can close your eyes and relax. It'll be like a spa. And you can close your eyes, but I want you to imagine something. Okay, so please close your eyes, including those who are pretending to close your eyes but looking at your WhatsApp. Please close your eyes. Okay? Next 30 seconds. I want you to imagine in your mind your favorite elementary school teacher. One teacher that you had up to the age of 7 or 8 that you really, really, really love. And to keep that imagination going, I'm going to be playing this. Now you can open your eyes, okay? And I can tell you this, many of you were smiling. Some people were doing this, okay? Which is very important to me to observe as a neuroscientist. Some of you are not able to imagine your neuroscience, your elementary school teacher. You were thinking about lunch. It's okay, you're forgiven. But for most of us, that favorite teacher, I don't think you know what their qualifications were. I don't think you cared whether they stood All India topper. I don't think you cared whether they passed NEET exam, JEE exam, etc., and stood first in mathematics class. I think the only thing that mattered to you is that they cared about you. Sometimes it is as simple as the fact that they remembered my name, right? That is your favorite teacher. So if we are looking at schooling, looking at education, right? The gift that schooling gives you is the gift of imagination and the gift of care. If we are not getting into that, then why are we going to school? So this led me, okay? So if you agree with me, right? How many of you agree that your favorite teacher is not because the teacher of qualifications, but your teacher who actually cared? You all agree? There you go, okay? Then what are we all hurtling towards in this race for qualifications and having, sir, my biodata has at least 8 pages. What for? I not only speak 16 languages, but I also program in 16 languages. I can play piano also in 16 languages. Okay? This race for numbers, we've forgotten about what it means. So I'm going to give you a small tidbit. Know the song? What is the song? Very good. If you didn't know it, shame on you. Okay. So, Happy Birthday, okay, was composed by 2 teachers, Mildred and Patty Hill, in 1893. Okay, it's about 130 years old. And these 2 teachers walked into a classroom, decided to look at a group of unruly children. I don't mean you. And they did, good morning to you, good morning to you, good morning, now won't you sit down? And that is how, right, Thank you for that wonderful reaction. Right? We have at least one honest child here. Okay? And that is what has become the most viral song in the world. Okay? Because we all love being viral. Okay? Even after the pandemic, we don't mind being viral. And that song has, and this is the gift of two teachers who cared. Okay? So I wanted to start my talk. Yes, it's taken me 10 minutes and 43 seconds to start my talk, to tell you that I'm very proud to be on this stage as a teacher. First and foremost, with all those introductions, I'm a teacher. Okay? I teach college students, and I also reach out to school students, but that is the little tidbit about Happy Birthday. But I also played another tune, which is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Okay? And Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star was also created by a child, was created by a 12-year-old child in 1768, and this child's name was Mozart. And this child not only created Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but he created 12 variations on the theme of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and he did it blindfolded. So how does that go? This is... So that's easy, but what's a variation? A variation is... That's variation 2. So all this is very cool, okay? But I swear it, I can't see what you're doing, okay? This is not a cheat. But I will tell you this, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is also, somebody mentioned design thinking in the morning. It's one of the biggest design thinking puzzles in music, because Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is composed in a set of frequencies in such a way that you can combine it and play it with any other song in the world and it'll still make musical sense. What does that mean? If I did... and any other song, right? Supposing I did... very cool, no? Yeah, I also thought so. Whereas Mozart could compose it blindfolded, I can only play blindfolded, and now the blindfold is stuck on my mic, so it's gonna look like I have a different hairstyle, which is an interesting idea, but anyway, yes, that's off. So, what is all this doing? What it is doing is that if a child at 12 could have the power of imagination, right? As an educator, as a teacher, I think my fundamental job, and therefore I'm passing that idea on to you. Every one of you in this room is a teacher because every one of you is teaching different audiences. You're not just a teacher here. Even if you're a student, you are talking to your juniors, you're talking to your peers. The biggest gift you can give people is allowing them the freedom to imagine. Okay? The biggest gift of education, we are not going to school because we want to socialize. We're going to school so that our imagination builds and we get ideas from each other and then we can move. Is it enough if we do imagination? Oh, this is going back. Music itself teaches you that it's got multifarious benefits on the brain. Okay? This slide is here so that you can believe that I did a doctoral education at Columbia. Okay? So I'm not going to go into this because I'm looking at the clock, but music itself is making you do these things. All I had to do was play a set of frequencies and you knew what I was playing. You could relate to a context. You could imagine your elementary school teacher. That much of a journey you're doing. If I was going to be standing on stage and talking to you about the laws of thermodynamics, I don't think the imagination would be running as wild as what is happening right now. Am I right? Yes. There you go. But it's not enough if you just imagine. The gift of education is actually being able to provide children, provide each other, the motivation to aspire to achieve that dream. So in my case, it was about taking music and making music the language with which we taught mathematics, sciences, and so on. And that's the whole thing of art integration and whatever else we're talking about. And that was Rhapsody, and Rhapsody grew. But the second part of that was me saying during the pandemic, why should Jehan Manekshaw, sitting in Mumbai, not have the ability to access the world's most creative minds wherever they may be, whether they're in Manhattan or they're in Brazil or they could even be in Navi Mumbai, and we bring that together, right? And that's where Crew began. We said we can start connecting children in middle and high school to the top professors from whether it's Harvard or Haryana. We're connecting them doing project-based learning and skilling. And that led, in just 6 months, including at the school, to 207,000 students in 6 months who started working on projects from across the world. And I'm very proud because just last week, a group of students has cracked using this, a means to help autistic children express emotion. Which leads me to the last part of it, right? The power of education is not just the gift of imagination and the motivation to give aspiration, but the power of education is in its incentive to help you manifest those dreams. You follow education as long as it goes with your dream. Do not follow education just because it gives you a degree, right? And I'm going to stop by saying the 3 words are imagine, aspire, and manifest. The power of imagination, the motivation to aspire for your dream, and you will manifest your dream, right? As a teacher, let me leave you with this idea that imagination is the key to everything. Whoever has spoken about arts, has spoken about the visually impaired, has spoken about multiple different things. We even had a situation just now in the dark, and I was thinking we should be playing concert in the dark. Every single opportunity in life, you can draw imagination, add aspiration to it, and it will manifest. IAM, imagination, aspiration, manifestation. I am. Okay? And now you can repeat after me. I am. Somebody said you are to me. No. I am.
I am.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Little louder. I am.
I am.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Excellent. I'm almost out of time, so I'm going to make you do this exercise now. Remember? I'm a teacher. I know who was not doing it correctly. Hands apart. 1, 2, 3. Remember that a group that claps together stays together. And remember that a group that stays together will change the world. Thank you very much.